Today's topic is graphs. Before moving into various operations using graph, we will first see some basic graph terminologies. A graph is a nonlinear data structure that consists of a set of nodes and set of edges. These edges relate the vertices to each other. Edges are also called arcs or links. Vertices can also be referred to as nodes or points. Two vertices are said to be adjacent. So in this example, 0 and 1 are the two vertices which are adjacent, as they are the endpoints of the same edge. Graphs can be either weighted or unweighted, depending upon whether the cost or the weight for each edge is mentioned or not mentioned. Graphs can be either directed or undirected, depending upon whether the edges are having the directions from the end vertices. Graphs can also be cyclic or acyclic. Cyclic if it forms a cycle. If it does not form a cycle of nodes, then it is a acyclic graph. A directed graph or digraph or a one-way graph is a graph in which the edges are associated with a proper direction. Suppose the ordered pair V1, V2 is an edge. Then V1 denotes the tail of the edge and V2 denotes the head of the edge. As can be seen in the example, the nodes V3 and V5 are connected by two edges. V3, V5 is different from the ordered pair V5, V3 and may be associated with the different weights. As can be seen in the example, both the edges connecting the same vertices may be or may not be present in the graph. In the given example of graph having 9 vertices from V1 to V9, list out the directed edges. An undirected graph is also referred to as a graph or a two-way graph. If the edges are undirected or if it does not mention the direction from one vertex to the other vertex, such a graph is known as an undirected graph. In the given example of graph with 7 vertices and 9 edges, none of the edges are mentioned with the direction. If AB denotes an edge in this undirected graph, then A to B is same as B to A. Degree of a vertex is denoted as the number of edges which are incident at a vertex. Take for example, in this undirected graph given below, degree of the vertex A is determined by the number of edges incident at A. There are 3 edges incident at A. That means degree of A is 3. Degree of the vertex F is 1 as there is only one edge incident at F. Degree of the vertex G is 0 as there are no edges incident at or starting at G. In case of a directed graph, degree of a vertex is given by the sum of the in degree and out degree of that particular vertex. Number of edges which has V as their terminal or ending vertex is called the in degree of a vertex V. Number of edges which have V as their starting vertex is called the out degree of V. Suppose in the given example, in degree of the vertex V1 is 0. That means number of edges which has the terminal or the ending as the vertex V1 is 0. While out degree of the vertex B1 is 2. That means number of vertex which has starting vertex as V1 is 2. There are 2 edges which has V1 as a starting vertex, whereas there are no edges which has V1 as the ending or the terminal vertex. Subgraph. Subgraph of a graph G is a graph having the subset of vertices and subset of edges of the graph G. In the given example, G1 and G2 graphs are the subset of the graph G. Consider another example. The subgraphs of the graph given are as follows. An undirected graph is said to be connected if there exists a path from any vertex to any other vertex. A graph is said to be unconnected if there is no path existing between at least two of the vertices. So in the graph G1, we can see that there exists a path between any two vertices. While in graph G2, the vertices connected by the red lines or red edges are standing separately, which is not connected with the main graph. So graph G2 is considered to be a unconnected graph, while graph G1 is a connected graph. In the other examples, the graph H1 and H2 is an example for connected graph, while the graph H3 is an example for the unconnected graph. A connected directed graph can be either strongly connected or weakly connected. A strongly connected graph is a graph in which there exists a directed path between any two vertices. Consider the example in which the subgraph is an example for a strongly connected directed graph. Taking any two pair of vertices from the subgraph, for example, V3 to V4, there exists a path from V3 to V4 via V5 and from V4 to V3 via V5. Consider another set of vertices V3, V5. There exists a path between V3, V5 and between V5 to V3. A graph is said to be weakly connected if there exists no directed path between any two pair of vertices. The subgraph V1, V2, V3, V4, V5 and V8 is an example for a weakly connected graph. We can see that even though there exists a path from V1 to V2, there is no directed path to start from V2 and reach back to V1 via any of the vertices present in the graph. Similarly, we can see that there is no directed path starting from V3 to reach to the vertex V2. A graph, whether it is directed or undirected graph, with the weights associated with every edges in the graph is known as a weighted graph. If the weights are not assigned on the edges, then it is known as a non-weighted graph. The weights may represented be by the numbers next to the edges, and they may represent the weight, or it may be the traveling cost between the nodes or the distance traveled. In case of a directed graph, each edge is having an associated value. That means if V3, V5 and V5, V3 are the two edges, it is not required that both the edges have the same weight. In this example, V5 to V3 is 6.8 while V3 to V5 is 5.9. Path in an undirected graph is defined as the order of sequence of edges between any two vertices. Consider the path existing between A and the vertex F. The path is given as AB, BE, EC and CF. It is nothing but the ordered sequence of edges existing between the two vertices vertex A and the vertex F. The length of the path is given as 4 because we have 4 edges existing between the two vertices A and F, which are AB, BE, EC and CF. Now let us see how to find the length of the paths of both the directed and undirected graph with weighted and unweighted edges. The length of the path for both the directed and undirected graphs with unweighted edges is given by the number of edges in the path, while the length of the path for a directed and undirected graph with weighted edges is given by the sum of the weights of the edges. Now let us see how to find the length of the graphs given below. Length of the path for the first graph, which is an undirected weighted graph. Length of the path for an directed unweighted graph. Length of the path for a directed weighted graph, and length of the path for an undirected and unweighted graph. A path in a directed graph is an ordered sequence of edges between any two vertices. A path can be a simple path or it can be a circuit path. A path is said to be simple if the vertices mentioned in the path are distinct. A path becomes a circuit path if the terminal vertex is the same as that of the initial vertex. Consider the example of the path existing between 1 and 4. The set of vertices in the path are 1, 2, 4, 5, 4. We can see that the vertex 4 is repeated and it is not distinct. Consider the path which is existing between 1 and 5. The vertices present in the path are 1, 2, 4 and 5. We can see that none of the vertex is repeating and all are distinct. So the path existing between 1 and 5 is an example for simple path. Now consider the example for the circuit path. The path which is existing between 1 and 1, which is mentioned by a circuit path existing between 1, 2, 4, 5, 4 and 1 represent a circuit path. An ordered sequence of vertices and the edges of a graph that we get on traversing a graph is known as a walk. A walk can have both the vertices and edges repeated. Consider the undirected graph G1. Here, starting from the vertex 1, on traversing through the graph from vertex 1 to 2, then from 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 1, 2 to 1, 1 to 3 forms a walk in which the vertices 1, 2, 3 are repeated and the edge from vertex 1 to 2 is also repeated. We have seen now that a walk can have both the vertex and edges repeated. Now we can see another term called trail. A trail is a walk in which no edges are repeated. That means a trail can have vertex repeated but the edges cannot be repeated. In the given example of the undirected graph G2, on traversing the graph starting from the vertex 1, to vertex 3, 3 to 8, 8 to 6, 6 to 3 and 3 to 2 forms a trail. As we can see that the vertex 3 is repeated, but none of the edges are repeated. Before defining a circuit, we will first see what is a closed trail. A closed trail is a trail in which the starting and the ending vertex is same. Now, a closed trail that we get on traversing a graph in which the vertex can be repeated but none of the edges are repeated is called a circuit. Thus, a circuit is a closed trail with both the starting and ending vertex same, and any of the vertex can be repeated but none of the edges can be repeated. Consider the example graph, which is an undirected graph in which on traversing the graph starting from the vertex 1 to vertex 2, then from 2 to 4, then from 4 to 3, 3 to 6, 6 to 8, 8 to 3, 3 to 1 forms a circuit. As you can see that the starting and the ending vertex are same as 1. Thus it forms a closed trail. The vertex 3 is repeated. That means it has the vertex repeated but none of the edges are repeated. Path. Path is a trail in which neither the vertices nor the edges are repeated. So we have already seen a trail is a walk in which both the vertices and edges can be repeated, while path is a trail in which neither the vertices nor the edges can be repeated. So in the example of the undirected graph, on traversing the graph starting from the vertex 6 to vertex 8, 8 to 3, 3 to 1, 1 to 2 and then 2 to 4, we can see that it is a path in which none of the vertices nor the edges are repeated. Before defining a cycle, we will first see what is a closed path. We have already seen that a path is a trail in which neither the vertex nor the edge can be repeated. But a closed path is a path in which only the starting and the ending vertex can be repeated or they will be same. Now, what is a cycle? A closed path that we get on traversing a graph in which neither the vertices nor the edges are repeated is called a cycle. That means a cycle is a closed path in which only the starting and ending vertex will be the same and none of the other vertices will be repeated and none of the edges also will be repeated. So in the given example of the graph, which is an undirected graph, on traversing the graph starting from vertex 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 2 to 4 and then 4 to 3 and 3 to 1 forms a cycle, as the starting and the ending vertex is the only vertex which is repeated and none of the edges are also repeated. Before moving into simple graph, we will first see what is a parallel edge and what is a self loop. In the graph G1, the vertices A and B are connected by multiple edges. As it is an undirected graph, we can see that both the edges are of the same type and has the same end vertices A and B. These type of edges are referred to as parallel edges or multiple edges. Now consider the vertex C in the graph G1. The vertex C has an edge which starts from C and ends in C. Such type of edges which has the same vertex as the end vertices are known as self-loop. A simple graph is a graph which has no parallel edges and no self-loop. So graph G1 is an example of a graph which is not a simple graph, while graph G2 is an example for a simple graph. Now we will see what is a complete graph. A simple graph which is having n vertices can be called a complete graph if the degree of each vertex is n minus 1. That means number of edges incident at each vertex is n minus 1, where n is the number of vertices in the graph. That means in a complete graph, each vertex is attached to n minus 1 edges, connecting all the vertices in the graph. A complete graph is also called a full graph. So in the example of the graph, we can see that each vertex A, B, C and D is having an edge connected to each of the other vertices. That means the given graph is an example of a complete graph. We already saw that a simple graph is a graph which does not contain any parallel edges or self-loop. Now, we will see what is a multigraph. A graph which may contain some parallel edges but does not contain any self-loop is known as a multigraph. The given example of an undirected graph, we can see that there exists parallel edges between the vertex A and B and between the vertices A and C. But we can also see that none of the vertices is having any self-loop. Thus, the given example of graph is an example for a multigraph. A null graph is a graph in which there are no edges between the vertices. A null graph is also referred to as an empty graph. Now, a graph which is having both directed and undirected edge is known as a mixed graph. In a directed graph, if the incoming edges of a vertex is 0, then that vertex is known as a source of the graph. If the outgoing edges of a vertex is 0, then that vertex is known as a sink of the graph. So in the example, in the graph G, we can see that the vertex V1 is not having any incoming edges, or the degree of the vertex V1 is 0. Similarly, vertex V6 and vertex V7 is not having any incoming edges. So vertex V1, V6 and V7 are known as the sources of the graph G, while vertex V2 is not having any outgoing edge. Similarly, vertex V9 is not having any outgoing edge. So vertex V2 and vertex V9 are known as the sinks of the directed graph. Now consider an undirected graph. A graph containing at least one cycle is known as a cyclic graph, while a graph which does not contain any cycle in an undirected graph is also known as an acyclic graph. Directed acyclic graphs, which are often referred as DAG or DAG graph, are directed graphs in which there are no cycles or circuits existing. We have already seen that circuits or cycles are paths which are having the starting and the ending vertex same. we can see that in graph G2, the path which starts from the vertex B travel through C, E, D and get back to the same vertex B. So there exists a circuit or a cycle. So graph G2 is an example for a directed cyclic graph, while in graph G1 there is no such circuit existing. So graph G1 is an example for a directed acyclic graph.